At a young age, I was told I was chosen by a man I thought was my father, but in his position, in his place as a father, he told me several times throughout my life, and then I was told again about a year ago. I started looking into it, and the more I looked into it, the more I found that I was chosen, but I don't know where I stood in line to volunteer for that. And so I find that I was told I have to break the family curse. And so that's been my mission to testify. And in testifying, I found areas that I had to make sure to show up at in order to let people know the curse is broken. I'm not sure if my announcing that my arrival was believed. I thought it was at first, but after arriving, I'm not too sure. However, what I did learn, as I said before, the curse, I had to go further back in my testimony. And I have this hank on my back because I went to a concert, my aunt's concert. And I thought I missed, well, I do miss my aunt very much. Janet Jackson's concert last night in Denver, Colorado. At the Ball Arena, Nellie was there. It was great. Janet Jackson was superb, unbelieving. Even though, I mean, it was unbelievable. It was just awesome. And what made it more jaw-dropping, and had my mouth agape, even when I recognized my mouth was open, I was unable to close it. I closed it a few times and it still stayed open. I was so amazed. It was crazy. And I want to tell you something, baby. Standing still and doing a few jumps and a couple of dance moves in the crowd, my feet watched Miss Janet Jackson sing and dance all over that stage for I don't know how long. Because, see, I haven't been working in a long time, so my feet was like, bitch, did you bring me to this shit? My feet said, bitch, you could have left me at home for this. I said, I got to stand up. I had to keep sitting down a little bit near the, not for the gating and stuff. But, baby, I had forgot how hard it is to stand on your feet. It wasn't even no hour for me. And they was already hurt. You go past that hour, you're on your 2 hour mark. And Janet's up the dancing and walking, honey, changing shoes and shit. And the shoes kept changing to the worst shoe. I'm like, damn, baby. Then I was like, honey, that's some work and shit. And then dance the whole time. That's called, you have to work out, not just practice dancing. You have to work out to get your endurance. You got to work out like you about to run track. You running the you ain't running no relay. You running the marathon when you're on that stage like that. Nelly's performance was great too. The thing is that he didn't dance around like Janet did. The girl was getting it, okay? And the dancers didn't sing around like Janet did. Because you watch them dance around like Janet. Okay, but Janet did both them bad babies. And I was like, honey, breathe. Auntie, breathe, breathe, girl. So that's a bad baby. I watched It was almost inhuman. It's pretty much inhuman because once you do that and ride the bus and do the tour, you can die. It's very, very grueling. And you smile the whole time. It's a very, very difficult job. Really hard. Because see, her brother, my father. Yeah, I said it. What did that girl just say, girl? That's what I said. If my dad had finished that tour, he would not have finished. Yet, if he had, he'd have died at the finish line. Because the body is not made to do that. Even in war, you get to take some kind of break, I'm sure. So that's when we have to realize that these people can't make money on their records and things. They have to do these tours, these Olympic events. I mean, if you could join the Olympics and at that track meet, you will not have ran, jumped, or threw anything as hard as it is to do that. Another performer that has a very grueling performance and tour is Tadra Hall. Those babies working their heart. I'm like, do they get heart transplants? Just because? I mean that. Because the tour itself with the dates and the traveling, it builds up. The bus sleep, it's a beautiful bus, but it's still bus sleep. You're not hitting your rim. You know how you sleep on the bus or how you might sleep on the airplane or on the train? It's that kind of sleep. Which is not real sleep. I don't care if you get that train bed where you get to lay down. That's travel sleep. And that's the type of sleep where you're not all the way asleep. Every time you turn over, you pretty much wake up kind of sleep. Not that kind where you can turn over and don't even know you was turning. That's the kind of sleep you want. When you sleep in these situations, you wake up just a little bit every time you turn over. Actually, and some of those turnovers, you have to force yourself to stay at a state of sleep where you won't wake up when you're finished turning over. We've all done these things. I don't know if you've ever thought about it. So what I'm saying is when you sleep, your heart has to slow down and all your blood flow has to slow down almost to death. That's why you thank God for waking you up. And you don't know how you wake up. Do you know how to wake up? Give me the instructions. There's instructions to go to sleep. I don't care about the alarm clock. Once the alarm went off, how did you wake up? What are the instructions? Hear the alarm, then what? It's not open eyes. Something happens between alarm and open eyes. Something happens between the hearing and the eyes opening that you can't give me no instructions on. I can't give you any instructions. It's that, and it seems like it's very quick, doesn't it? A lot of times. or either you use that one technique you got to not wake up all the way, so you can reach over and hit the snooze or just sleep through it. But when you do get up, that that it's probably like this, but there's a lot of instructions in there to wake up. Um, because these aren't instructions, but these are the things that have to occur just to open your eyes, I would assume. Well, technically, I sleep with my eyes open, so just to turn your eyes back on. So you guys that sleep with your eyelids closed may not know that. Just to turn your eyeballs on and off. Okay? There has to have something happen. Like the blood has to start flowing faster, the heart has to start beating faster, it has to start going back and forth, aorta and with them, them arteries by the heart. Okay? One brings it away and one brings it to it. All that has to start doing, and it has to get fat. It has to start, and it can't just go boom. Meaning not scare you. It just can't just turn on that fast, like a turn it on a switch. There's something gradual there. How fast that gradual is the miracle. Because you could swear that you heard that shit and said, "Ring, ring." Time to wake up. Dang. Ooh, it's already 6 o'clock in the morning. See, it takes a while. So when you know that your body has to do that, and see, I have insomnia. So I miss that too. But I'm not jumping all around, creating a rapid heartbeat. Jumping all around, creating a need to regulate oxygen to and from all my body and parts and into my blood. Okay, when I'm running track, I'm imagining this on the stage, all this dancing and singing. So I know when I'm running, I have to breathe. So all of this, and my heart is beating faster. And if I want to go faster, my heart needs to beat faster. The blood needs to flow faster. I'm going to have to change my breathing to accommodate it. Does my brain know what breathing accommodates it? Well, I'd have to learn that in practice, wouldn't I? If someone I'm racing is running faster than me, I might have to do another calculation. Now I'm making my legs, you swinging these arms even faster. Now my legs have to go. Did you know that? It's not the legs that make you run faster, it's the arms. The faster you swing your arms, your legs have no choice. Okay? In case you're ever being chased. But you're going to get tired. And your arms won't be able to swing. And you'll learn. Well, now that you know that, you'll recognize that. If you remember. So now, we got to dance. So now, well, first of all, we're running. So now I might be in through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. But you got to be getting it with them arms. And you're going to run faster than I just did. So I have to remember to breathe sitting still. So then, that's because of the multitasking of the PTSD. You guys don't understand. It takes multitasking away. Not multitasking of body functions. I finally was able to really explain that. Yeah, the multitasking of body functions is PTSD. Then let alone the multitasking of things outside of the body, like tasks. Okay. So, it's Monday. What time is it? Okay. Doing this, And then days and days in a row of either this fucked up sleep or this racing the heart. No happy mediums, no happy lows, because you're not low enough in that travel sleep and you're not medium enough on that stage. While you're not on the stage and not on the bus, you're not asleep, you're walking around and you're still taking care of business, so your heartbeat is not normal. It may feel normal. We may be used to these things. We may have gotten our body acclimated and have the endurance, the muscle, the stamina, the oxygen in the blood, vitamins, eat right, blah, blah, blah. Problem is, a machine, most machines break down to where they can't be fixed. Very few are able to become antiques. A chair just sitting there will eventually fall, or eventually become, if someone sits in it, fall, whereas the last time someone sat in it, it was just fine. Meaning something deteriorating with degrading, depreciation. Oxygen degrades things. Okay, so now we know that there's no rest in all of that. There's no total rest in any of that. You might get your best sleep while you're getting your makeup put on, but that's still getting your hair done and sleep. That's not really all the way sleep. Unless you a kid. Kids can really fall asleep while they get their hair done. Little bitty babies. The older you get, you can't sleep like that. The babies can fall all the way to sleep on it. Drool, everything while they get the hair done. You see what I'm saying? I'm tender-headed. And yeah. So that's a very difficult job. It's not very rewarding until you're not working and you can spend your money and have fun. Go to some after concert parties, which must be difficult as well. Those parties is also work. No, that can't be fun. That's called work. So it's slavery. It's more work than the field slave. Used to be Fiddler just had to work in the house. I don't know if they used to travel him all over. They started doing that later, huh? Yeah. Some people enslave themselves, like the Chitlin Circuit. Todrick Hall. He's a slave to himself. He used to keep all his money, but that's a slave job. It's so grueling, it's slavery. You understand? While everyone else is working 9 to 5. And they get to go home and get that real sleep. Basketball players, unless they on a whole tour, what do? They go play a game and they go. I guess they somewhere everybody else gets better sleep. I'm not sure about these sports people. I'm thinking they get to go to the hotel room and go to sleep. Some of them be on the tour bus too. Shit. So, my hat is off to you, lady. But see, a lot of times when these people that have these rich people, the money makes them not know. Fiddler didn't know he was a slave. The claps, the lights from the phones and the candles and the lighters shining at you, people holding their arms up, dancing all around. It makes you forget it's a slave job. And you're a slave for the audience and for whoever is making your money that you made them albums and records and ain't got no money for. In order to make the money, you got to go kill yourself. And then the people that are making the money on the records gets to keep your extra pennies they was giving you. because the monies play on and on. Ask me and my daddy. I hear them. While the children, where's their money? While their dad's not touring. The auntie has to tour. That means there's another slave in the family. We got to break the curse. First of all, y'all got to get used to living regular money, or learn how to flip that money. Stop them motherfucking tours. Get you a good ass tour and flip that fucking money. Dope dealers flip money all day. You can flip it. You don't have to sell dope. You don't have to sell pussy. Because there's millionaires out here that don't sell pussy and don't sell dope. They sell number 2 pencils. They don't sell your heart and your soul. That's why you sell your soul, because you're doing that. It's called suicide. You don't have to put a gun to your head to commit suicide. All you have to do is commit to those tours in order to eat and see the lights. And then, when your miracle walks in, you don't understand what a miracle is. Because you think your miracle is that paycheck. No matter how big your paycheck is, it's not the miracle. Because the bigger your check, the bigger your bills. You understand? I learned that in the military. You get another stripe, you get a new car. You get another stripe, you spend extra $3 a day on lunch. You get a new stripe, your wife need a new dress. You get a new stripe, ooh, you want that car, you want that stereo, you want that TV. You get a new bill. That's when they made it against the law for people to borrow money from people that are under the rank, that are below them in rank. Because you can end up having to borrow money from somebody without stripes and you got 9 stripes. Because you made your bills too big. So now you got to close your eyes. Don't go shopping so wide-eyed. Stop spending and start investing. If those investments aren't making that tour money, then you're not investing right. Because somebody's sitting back rich that ain't jumping all over the stage and ain't working 9 to 5. I'm doing just fine in this chair. Few thousand a month. Hey. You gotta make your decisions correct. Did you make yourself a disability plan? Oh, if the record label don't have one, you gotta buy you one. Everybody gets disabled. The veteran is disabled at a certain age, whether they walking and talking, wiping their own ass. You get a certain age, you're disabled, civilian. So now you might need to buy you some of that kind of insurance. Oh, you're not a veteran? They don't sell nothing like that? Well, you should put some money away for it like that. Once you're rich, the tours is a trick. Your big money needs to make money, not to be spent. Then spend money. Every money you make from on them tours from now on is not spending money. It's money to make money. Because if we use it as spending money, we'll always be touring without retiring. No SSA account? Oh my God. Oh, we got investments, we got IRS, we got 401ks, we got this okay, and we got that okay. And a few mattresses in the basement and in the attic. Okay. But see, that's still just a percentage of what you're used to living on. So you don't want to get a certain age and have these big ass bills. Shit should be paid off. Just like everybody else that's not famous, you should have stuff like I ain't buying no more refrigerators, I ain't buying no more couches after a certain age. I mean, you should only do that 3, 4 times in your life anyway, unless you lose stuff and go homeless and things like that. If that hasn't happened, what's going on? When you're rich, you should only have to buy some furniture once because you can get that good shit. I saw Almeida's house. She had furniture once. And if she was still there, that furniture would be there too. It didn't wither. She got that good shit. The good. And she ain't quite as rich as you. You know Almeida. When I say you, I mean movie stars, because we got a lot of them in our family. So whatever money you got left, you start flipping it. Get on crackers in Vienna. Top ramen. Because that'll be better on your body than jumping all around hotty-toddy and letting them get in your potty. Because that uses your body. Now, you can listen to your miracle or you cannot listen to it. But guess what? Until you do right by me, everything you do gonna fail. I didn't write that. I've been finding that's been happening to everyone around me. So in other words, the amount of money doesn't matter. Some miracles you have to accept. It's mandatory. Because whatever the devil gives you belongs to the devil. What God gives you belongs to you, unless you don't accept it. And here I am. And I've been accepted back when you were too. So it's not. Yes. And I wasn't taken away from you at your wanting. But see, when you want that stardom and you're already a star, look at me, I'm a star. Shining, bright could see. And I know you saw me. I saw you see me. Then I saw you see me again, and the fear. There was some sort of fear in your eye. You had to put your thoughts back on the stage. Not that anyone else could see that, but I could, because I know you. And you saw me and knew me. You checked up there in that left side upper balcony. They gave you the hint that, yeah, that's her. The lights had shined on me already while Nellie was out there. The pink one and the blue one. I said, oh, Nana told him to put that on me, huh? Those lights are the lights you put on people to calm them down. I walked in calm. I walked in with love, walked in with no anger. My Nana said I'm not allowed to hate a thing. I'm allowed to dislike. And I find it's very hard to dislike things too. When behind the light, and we're trying to blur out the light inside of the human or inside the spirit light. So we stand behind brightest lights you could find. Brightest lights money could buy. And shine it out on this audience. One huge beam on one person. It didn't turn off my light. Although supposedly brighter. And you know how you might have a dim light bulb and you turn on a brighter light bulb, it'll outshine the dim one. You can't even tell the dim one is on. But I think that I learned, well, I'm sure, because I felt brighter than the light that was shown onto me, the artificial light. And that was the first time I ever really felt my light that people say I have. I don't know how to feel it, but I felt as if I was shining brighter than that stage light that was on me in the audience as I was in the dark, shining in the audience, on the floor. And Don't let the fame, because you was a star before you got on that stage. So too was Michael. And I'm your proof. Having never been on the stage, I'm a shining star. No matter who you are, shining bright to be who you can truly be. And you saw me in that bright light, shining, showed up. Truth, not playing. But was the person behind the light playing? Maybe with my emotions, but that's normal. I think people don't realize when they play with others' emotions, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't change anything. Not one witch spell, not one warlock spell, not one devil spell. Not, and see, spells don't have to necessarily be ickety pickety pow. It doesn't necessarily have to be a brew. It can be manipulation. None of it worked. None of it ever will. The only thing that will work for you is to recognize, again, miracles that you don't think you made. Recognize miracles that maybe your brother left here for you. Because I recognize the miracle he left for me and you. But I notice when it says, they hate you. No, they hate you. No, they hate you. And then all of a sudden it says, they hate you. Ow. That to me symbolized the death. If only to learn what I'm supposed to learn and what you're supposed to learn, and then move out. But see, the devil is not stronger than me, saith the Lord. You know why? He didn't give you those things you got. You sell your soul, they say, to get this music. The devil didn't give you any of that. He can't allow anything. He can only manipulate things. There was no manipulation in how you move your legs and how you use your throat. You were given those things before you was in your uterus. And the devil didn't give you that. God did. The devil is God's son. He can't do anything. He can't manipulate things that God doesn't allow him to. You know how you know? Because I'm still breathing, alive, walking, unafeared, with enemies in the upper balcony. Why would I not know that? That is obvious. That's not something that I just learned. I knew that when I was tricked into spending $100 on toys. That was supposed to be a funny, to hurt my feelings. It was a manipulation. So that's how you get tickets the night before the concert too. I saw some $40 ones in a better seat than that. I did. Yeah. So how much did they care about you too? You did it for the tickets? Those weren't the $40 seats had better seats. Um God always leaves choices out for people. It's just that time waits for no one. People, spirits, animals wait for you to get home from work, babies. But I wonder, after a brother teaches a sister to do what she really wants, and it allows her to feed her children. When his offspring finds her, I'm sure there was a promise. Because my daddy loved me. Them songs say so. I think my auntie loves me too. Her songs say so. But how much does she love her? When the miracle walks into the crowd, I've been a miracle my whole life, auntie. And I remember now, it was me that make you feel better. That's why they'd bring me over, because you were sick. And I would take it. Now, what sickness do you have now that God has me coming to you? Is it in your heart? Yeah, because you're supposed to have a heart like me and Michael Jackson. And you're letting them harden it. And you're afraid. I'm not afraid. And supposedly I'm in the most danger. You wouldn't even, all that money, it could go down to zero. I could take care of you and your babies. Just to show you how much money is necessary to live. I have enough money to to give me a girlfriend that has kids. And she wouldn't have to work. But you don't see it that way. But that's what you're supposed to recognize. That you don't need record labels. You've accomplished the goal. Now it's time for a new goal. You are the superstar. No one performs like you and Michael Jackson. No need to keep doing it. It's time to do something where your children don't have to do it. What would they have to do if they can't sing? The other part. The other part. What's the other part, Tiny? The part that I refuse to do. And supposedly it puts them on the chopping block to be killed. But some of us don't care. You know how we know? Because my mother doesn't. You have examples. That red hair probably triggers you. You shouldn't wear it. It changes the structure of your face. It lets the demon work. Who would know that but me? And it could tell you and would tell you. You know why it would be me? Because I don't ask you to benefactor. The people that you are benefactor for will never tell you that. They'll just become accustomed to the look till they won't see it. You are not my benefactor. I have no reason to keep my mouth shut about it. None. So what does that mean? That I'm your truth teller. Janet Jackson, Auntie. And I'll surely hope you listen. To do right by me is just to give me a hug. And tell me that you love me and that you'll let me love you. It's not to spend not one thin penny on me. Have you spent any yet? Do I run up trying to love you? And I don't love them. I don't miss the superstar. I see her all the time. I saw her in person. It was great, but that's not who I miss. That's not who I love. That's the fan. The fan, my fan, them loves that, but that's not who I am. I'm not your fan, Janet Jackson. Our wrists. I'm not your family member that loves you like that, Janet Jackson. Because that love you got is not the kind that's unconditional, and you're going to raise your child to know that. The love you get from Tiny Cummins is free, real, unconditional. Auntie BB, can you see me? Auntie, I'm BB. You're the last person in my family, I think, that I have to show. I have to tell what unconditional love is. I told was Dayon Lanier and Quincy Yarborough. And now she'll turn Janet Jackson. And you know my name is BB Jackson. Adopted by that time, Lawrence Cummings. God let me live because you know that. You know for sure they've been trying to kill me. And you know. They told you I was gone. I showed up. I look like a ghost. Because I look like your brother and I look like the dead baby. Because I am. Whoever I say I am. I'll always see the fan, be your fan. And I'll always see the superstar. No matter who you are, you're the superstar. You've already done all you could do to be the superstar. That goal has been accomplished, baby. No need to kill yourself doing it. Nobody can do what you and Michael Jackson have done on that stage ever. Like some Mozart shit. You understand? Don't do no more tours with these motherfuckers and start flipping that money. Start getting them contracts read by somebody else so you can see if they gonna come back and say you owe something. Real love. You got a song like that too. It's right here in my chest. And in God.